Okay, look, my name is Keith Tony, author of I Hope You're Ready for Crazy, Crying from Laugh My Ass Off. You didn't get my book? Check it out. Tell your friends, tell your family, spread the news. But look, this what I want to share with you today is called A Day at the Job. And I'm reading it and I'm paying attention to you, so just bear with me. But I want to address some things that take place within our places of employment, as American workers all over the country. But I want to start off with an acknowledgement of myself and say that most people I don't even take serious. I'm just somewhere else, and I don't take people serious. And as a result of that, they don't take me serious, and they take me for a joke or whatever. But I love humor. I love being funny. I love being crazy. Whatever. So it's all good if I can mix those two together and enjoy every moment I can enjoy. So it ain't no hard feelings or nothing like that. But now I want to start off by saying that we're in a predicament that I wish was better, but it is what it is. And at my job, it's a lot going on, and I asked a question in a meeting the other day about basically us receiving a raise, and a lot of people like they thought I was just being a funny guy, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good, however you see things, your perception, that's what it is. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? You fit in, you got your place in the world. So however you see things, whether you see them seriously, in a playful light, and whatever kind of light you see them in, that's what it is. And you need to be yourself, and that's how you need to see things, at least until you decide that you want to change something about the way you see things or something about you. But just don't try to change anything about the other person unless it's like hurting you and it's fucking you up. Then you gotta like take your shots. But that's what it is. But most of the people alright, I don't want to go into that, but I want to say that there's a lot of times that it's a worker shortage. There's a shortage of staff in my job, and so some people like be confused as to exactly what their job description is, and I'm gonna take for example my boy in the back named Mike. He I went back the other day. He basically running like 3 Packers, and later on you see him on a labeler. He putting labels in, and you see him back at the palletizer. He like fixing stuff, playing mechanic, and I'm gonna move on from Mike and go to my boy Abdul. A lot of y'all know Abdul. Abdul basically, he in the warehouse, driving a forklift, and he looking up and down shelves, looking for some acid, and he needs some acid for the kitchen, whatever. He wanted to batch his kettles because he is the A cook in the kitchen, but this day ain't nobody working with him, and he the B cook, and he the goddamn production support all at the same goddamn time. So he don't know. I mean, like 3 weeks ago, he looked on ADP and it said he a process operator too. He looked today and it's a question mark. HR don't know what the hell his job description is. So basically I want to say that it's people like that. They have 2 and 3 jobs, 2 and 3 man or 2 and 3 person man jobs to do. And I want to get back into that, but for right now I'm gonna kind of like go a little off to basically get you to understand my point of view a little better. But I have a home girl, and she worked for QC on Blue Nights. I'm not gonna say her name, but her name started with an L. And she actually looked like she remind you of a white version of Penny Proud from that cartoon, The Proud Family. And I could be in the kitchen, helping out. We we banging boxes, batching the kettle, and she like, we understaffed this night, so she running like all 3 kitchens. She checking every goddamn thing. She checking codes, and she, signing shit off. She just doing all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I might see her coming from retort. She just got done checking, the kettles and the viscosity and the salt content or whatever else they look for. But she coming through, running up to the high speed, low speed QC area because high speed they need 3 kettles, checked and confirmed by QC. And I might see her like coming across, and we just ran out of peppers, and we need this skid of peppers from the prep room loaded into the kitchen. So I see her, you know, I might throw my forklift key, yo, we need the peppers. And, you know, it turns out she don't have any like forklift experience. So, you know, I got to go down the stairs. I got to train her. I got to give her a quick rundown and, you know, explain to her what this button do, what this lever do. Explain to her what she needs to know in order to get those peppers up to the kitchen, you know, but it's not as easy as it sounds, you know. So you know, it turns out I'm in the warehouse, you know, walking behind her, and you know, I got her lifting stuff off the shelves and driving around and putting it back on the shelves to get a little practice so she could safely and effectively lift, you know, the peppers up to the kitchen so we can finish this last batch, because, you know, we need to weigh and add 7 more pounds of peppers to this kettle, you know, because everything ought to be right. But, you know, it's kind of frustrating because, you know, like I said, high-speed backed up, they need kettles checked, and they need caps on the line, so I need to hurry up and finish this batch so I can get back to my job as a forklift driver and go get these caps, and you know, and we can all, and she get to her job and everybody get to their job, and, you know, things can continue to run smoothly within the factory. But you know, I want to say another thing that, you know, I want to say that well, bear with me for a moment, but I'm going to, you know, go around like the world slightly, but I'm gonna bring you back to my point, and you're going to get an understanding of what I'm trying to say. But you know, let's say you know, my boy Abdul, you know, he in low speed, you know, he called for a mechanic because the pump is not, you know, operating properly, and it's not pumping the product to the filler. So he called for a mechanic. Now there's a mechanic in the back somewhere, way in the back. And, you know, he might start heading to the low-speed kitchen when he hear the call for the mechanic to the low-speed kitchen area. And, you know, but he got, like, some things on his mind. You know, he trying to, like, figure and calculate, you know, as if he's Einstein trying to calculate a mathematical equation. And, you know, it's like, he like walking kind of back and forth. He make it to this point, he got to go back to that point. You know, you see he's seriously like deep in thought, and he's trying to like figure some stuff out. He's like really trying to calculate, but you know, it's like to the point that, you know, he gotta like he looked up just in time because he had to jump out of the way, you know, to avoid Clarence like running him down when Clarence hit the goddamn corner without blowing his goddamn horn. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I seen a light bulb like go off in his head, like, oh, he figured that out, you know what I'm saying? But what he just figured out, you know, my boy Rico, he already figured that out the day before. So he at the retort filler, like if you come around the corner, he right there at the retort filler, and he's like extremely happy, you know, he's like happy, he dancing. I mean, he do the moonwalk 4 feet this way, do the moonwalk 4 feet that way, 4 feet that way, and he made $27.13 doing the goddamn moonwalk. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna slightly drift off of that right there. You know, but let me see what I got here for a second. Give me a moment. Okay, you know, back. I know I don't say back to. Meanwhile, you know, in a low speed kitchen, you know, it's been 45 minutes since they been calling for the mechanic. They called 4 times. And, you know, Abdul, he like frustrated. He's so frustrated, I end up walking up there. He said, yo, I'm going on break. Fuck this shit. You know, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going on break too. I follow him. We go through the doors. And, you know, he just go to the turnstile, and, you know, that's the revolving door right there, that metal fence, whatever you want to call it, that allows you to go to the outside to where the car area, the parking lot is. But it's like 4 new hires that just got hired first day at work. They trying to come through, so he had to stop. And while he stopped, he took off his helmet, you know what I'm saying, his hairnet, beardnet, and it was worse than I thought. He was like so stressed out from things that was going on that was affecting him negatively that he was completely bald. I mean, he wasn't bald in the traditional sense of being bald. He like had all his hair. He didn't lose no hair, but I mean, he had absolutely no skin underneath his hair. You know what I'm saying? So, I know the new hires, they just took one look at him and they just mumbled something about going to sign up for WEP for DSS. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't trying to hear that stuff, you know. But hold on, let me see what I got here. I didn't memorize this stuff, so y'all gotta bear with me. This is too much for me to just write down and memorize within, you know, 20 minutes and make a video. But It's too much for me to memorize. I ain't with that. I'll be that schizophrenic that's on a goddamn TV show doing a comedy act, and I have a goddamn paper with me. Y'all be like, y'all gotta bear with me. I got a mental illness to slow me down, got me thinking too much. Y'all gotta bear with me. That's what it is, you know. But let me see what I got. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, about Abdul. Yeah, we left off on Abdul. I feel like bad for Abdul, you know, because sometimes I wanted to give him like $8 out of my paycheck, out of for every hour he worked. I want to give him $8 an hour, just off of what I'm making. Just give him $8 an hour. But I realize I have to pay a bill, or I have to do something for my daughter or my niece, help my mother with something. So I can't like afford to give him $8 an hour off of my paycheck. So I ended up giving him a free coffee, give him a coffee from time to time, and it basically he was working here for 3 years, and he haven't talked to me in 3 weeks because he's pretty upset at me because he just found out they've been working him. He's been so busy. He just found out after 3 years that the coffee in the break room is free. And he feel like I played him. I didn't show him no appreciation. It's like he don't feel right about that. So I gotta try to talk to him when I go to work, and like hopefully I can get him to understand. At my wages, I can't really afford much more than a free coffee. That's all I can afford. But I want to say that my point to all of this, right, is that I feel, that people all over America, I'm not saying my job, saying anything specifically wrong or negative about my job, but it's like this in the job force, especially dealing with COVID, dealing with all type of stuff I don't want to mention because I don't want to, I'm pretty sure you got some ideas of why the hell, you could come to work and you do a 3-man or a 3-person job and you receiving your normal pay. You're doing a 2-man job. I mean, it's fair to give you a 2-man wage, but even if you was to receive a $7 or $8 or a half of man wage on top of your wages, I mean, that's what would be. I mean, it'd be acceptable because right now it's acceptable that we accepting a 1-man goddamn wage for a 2-man job and a 3-man job. So I mean, even if they give us $5 extra hour, shit, that make us feel like something. Like, I mean, we work with the job. It's like, we always give you $5 an hour extra, because you gotta, run both of them goddamn fillers over there, and then you gotta at the same time you gotta be doing CIP in the paste room. So you got your green suit on, you run both fillers, and you're doing CIP. You know what I'm saying? We give you $5 extra, but that's what it is, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this, man, and I want y'all to see this. That's it.